this second video, we will be talking about business negotiation in Japan. Business negotiation in Japan has changed drastically within the last 2 decades, becoming more westernized, but there are still some of the main basics that are prevalent in today's negotiation. And some of the things that we will be highlighting in this video will be the initial greeting between the two, the exchange of the business cards, the conversation leading up to the negotiation, and the negotiation itself. Let's begin. Ms. Lee, VP of Marketing.
Mrs. Howe, CEO.
My business card.
Thank you. And I said it earlier, but I just want to make sure I said it correctly. It's a cow.
That's correct, and I wanted to make sure yours is correct. It's Nicole Lee.
Yes.
All right, now if you'll follow me and be seated at this seat right here, closest to the door. Now, Miss Lee, how was your flight over?
Oh, it was nice. It was quite long. It was 14 hours, but it was good.
And were there any colleagues with you? I can't remember how many.
Yes, there are 3 colleagues with me.
And have you guys done any sightseeing on to see some of the rich parts of the Japanese culture?
Yes, we went to the Kabuki theater. It was really great. I love the costumes and the makeup and the contrast in the colors of the makeup.
Plan on taking some of those little bit of the trinkets and things back to America with you, show your kids?
Oh, definitely.
All right, now to the business at hand. We are going to discuss, as you know, the 40th anniversary of Hello Kitty is coming up here at Sanrio, and we're doing many things to commemorate it. And here in Japan, we have many things, but I know that you and your company have some ideas, and I'd like to hear those.
Yes. We were thinking, since Hello Kitty is typically kind of connotated with girls, we were thinking that we could have it market to both boys and girls. And in that way, we could get, both genders involved, and it seemed, have it more unisex. So we're thinking to have a unisex necklace and have Teen Top be the face of that.
Oh, Teen Top, that's so great that you know about it. And this is your plan?
Yes.
All right. Well, from what I've seen so far and what you've told me, I'm very impressed. I really like that you've learned something about the modern Japanese culture and a way to get Hello Kitty marketed to both genders. I really, really appreciate that, and I look forward to doing further business with you and your colleagues later this week. In this video, we highlighted some of the main basics of business negotiation in Japan, such as the initial greeting, where you can either simply bow or, as we did, shake hands and bow. Also, we did the business card exchange, and in the business card exchange, the person of higher rank gives the person of lower rank their card first, and they show it with holding both hands, and the card is facing upwards. And the English is written on one side, and the Japanese is written on the other. And then the person of the lower rank does the same thing. And as far as seating arrangement goes, the person who is visiting sits at the seat closest to the door, and the host sits at the head of the table. Also, we talked indirectly, and we did indirect eye contact, because in Japan, indirect eye contact is more of a sign of respect, sort of looking to the side and not directly looking at the person. Also, we started talking, not necessarily about the negotiation right away. We started to get in knowing each other, because in Japan it's very important to maintain to have a personal relationship with the person that you're going to do business with, because they believe that sets the foundation for a long-term business relationship. And if you can't get along or can't find a common ground personally, then it'll be a lot more difficult to continue doing business with them. Also, in the negotiation itself, the Japanese was very impressed that the American business person knew about the Japanese culture and then incorporated modern Japanese culture into their business plan. because nowadays many Americans don't really do their research about the other culture that they're going to, the other country that they're going to, and some of the things that make it a part of their culture because they feel like everyone can westernize themselves. And some of the main differences between American negotiation and Japanese negotiation is that during the business card exchange in America, it simply just comes out of your pocket or you open up your wallet, whereas in Japan it's very formal. It comes out of a nice wallet and or purse, and the card is held in both hands and the card is facing upwards, as I mentioned earlier. Also, in the negotiation talk itself, in America we're a lot more direct, explicit, and to the point. We don't like to busy around, get to know one another, whereas in Japan that is very important because it sets the foundation, as I said earlier, for a relationship. Also, what's different is that the eye contact. In America, we are very direct. We like to look each other in the eye because it shows not only attentiveness, but a sign of respect. And in Japan, it's more indirect eye contact, looking to the side or looking downwards. And some of the main differences in business dining etiquette in Japan versus business dining etiquette in America is that in Japan, you are asked to take off, the guest of honor is asked to take off their shoes and put on the slippers that the host has set out for them. Also, the seating arrangement is a bit different. In America, the guest of honor sits at the seat closest to the door, whereas the host sits at the head of the table. And in Japan, the host sits at the seat closest to the door, and the guest of honor sits at the head of the table. Also, in Japan, women are not allowed to cross their legs when they sit on the pillow. They're not allowed to sit Indian style, and they must rest their bottom on their feet, and the legs are crossed at the ankle. Also, another difference between dining in America versus business dining etiquette in Japan is that, once again, eye contact is direct in America, and we're very explicit and to the point, where in Japan, we like to get to know one another and develop relationships. And another difference is that in America, there is a toast, but it's just done by the host, and the guest of honor does not necessarily have to give a toast. Whereas in Japan, if the host gives the toast, the guest of honor is supposed to give one to follow up to that. And here are the credits. And here are the references for both videos.